Hi, and welcome to Dax Chats. In this episode, I'm heading off to the US, to Nashville, where I'm getting to speak to the lead singer of the group, the Southern Gothic. Today, Dax Chats to Connor Christian from the Southern Gothic. And here he is right now. G'day, buddy. How are you?
Hey, how's it going?
All right. So I want to go back because obviously nobody knows of you in Australia or maybe other parts of the world where we get out to. So first and foremost, I want to talk about, you've been around for quite a while. Your last album came out in 2015. It was a very Americana album, and your new stuff is a little bit different, but we'll get onto that. Talk to us about the album first, New Hometown.
Yeah, New Hometown. That one actually came out in 2013. So it's been a good while. That record, it was semi autobiographical, kind of about my life. Growing up with a diplomat dad and kind of moving around the world, specifically Asia. And even when I got back to the States, that's a big place. So I saw a lot of it at a very young age. So anyway, that was what I had to talk about at the time, and I felt like that was the best. It was the best I could do for kind of setting the groundwork for my story and just kind of laying it out there for everybody to kind of get to know me and connect with people. And I think once you do that, then you can tell them all kinds of stories.
Cool. Now I do want to ask where the name come from, the Southern Gothic.
I guess in university, it was kind of my favorite genre of literature. Things like Harper Lee and Tennessee Williams and some of the kind of newer Southern Gothic literature like Midnight in the Garden of Good and Evil and like anything Anne Rice has ever done. So I made a record that was we had a different band name at the time and made a record, and it was called A Southern Gothic. And then as often happens, we found out later that somebody else had the same name of the band. Yeah. So like, all right, well, what can we change the name of the band to? And we went through 100 different things, and we were very nearly called River Song, and then we ended up with the Southern Gothic.
Yep.
So that's where that came from.
I like Anne Rice. Anne Rice is a great writer. I followed that vampire series all the way through. Awesome stuff. So I get that.
Yeah, I love it.
So in 2019, you brought out a standalone single called "Let It Ride." Tell us about that track.
Yeah. I moved up to Nashville after New Hometown. I've been working a lot, writing songs here for myself, but mostly for other people here in Nashville. And, kind of my musical take had changed a lot. New Hometown, a lot of that record I wrote by myself, and all the records before that I definitely wrote by myself. And so kind of adapting to the Nashville thing where you write with two or three other people, sometimes it was a different thing. And a big part of the vibe for me was being helpful with the melody. You kind of find your strengths when you're working with other people who are also really good at the same thing that you do. You got to find out what part of that, you got to break it down further and find the thing that you do. And kind of the pop melodies and top lining, as they say, definitely was something that I was pretty strong in. So I'd been writing a lot of songs like that. And when the Southern Gothic got back and started playing together again, and we started doing the songs that are now Burning Moonlight, we all felt like they were maybe a bridge too far for our old fans. And Jeff Spirko, who was playing with us at the time and had played with us back in the old days, had written a song while he was out on tour playing piano for Ron Pope. And he and Ron Pope had written a song Let It Ride, and it definitely felt kind of at home in our in our old zone. It was a little moving toward the thing that we
forward,
do
yep.
now, but it was a lot closer to New Hometown, and so we put that out, and it was cool. It didn't entirely feel like us. It was the first thing that we'd ever put out that I didn't write, and that, or we don't have a hand in writing, obviously. And so, that was a weird one for me. But I liked the song, and it was cool, and I was happy with how it turned out. But in the end, it was definitely just a stepping stone to get to the new place.
So the new place is an EP that's due out on December 4th. It's called Burning Moonlight. You've released 2 singles off that already. The first one was Ain't Gonna Lie. Talk to us about that song, and then we'll talk about the brand new one.
Yeah. I'm lucky enough most years to go out and spend a week on this mountain in the western part of the states, in Arizona, and with about 15 other songwriters, and we spend a week just writing all day, every day, and most nights as well. And so many songs come from that, and so many songs on the EP are from that. Most of the songs on the EP are from one or the other of those songwriter retreats. But the folks that got me hooked up on that is another Nashville band here. They're called Carvin' Walls. Husband and wife duo, and they're great. And they got me hooked up to go out and being part of that songwriter deal. And anyway, we were back in Nashville one day, and we hooked up, the 3 of us, that duo and myself. And Troy is real country, and he said something, and it's a real common phrase here. He's like, well, I ain't gonna lie, that and whatever followed.
I ain't gonna lie,
man. Like, you hear that so much. Let's let's play with that a little bit. So it was the phrase, but it was also it's like don't ask me how I feel about you if you don't want to know. We felt like it had a nice nice 2 meanings, and thought it was a cool melody.
Absolutely. And it is a great song. And so anybody that wants to find that song, it is on all your major streaming platforms, and it's also on the Country Thunder Network. The brand new song is also from the EP. It's called Past Midnight. Now, I can't stop raving about this song. This has every element of the modern day pop Nashville sound, in a way that still says that you are who you are.
Thanks. I really appreciate that. That's always the thought, is like, is people going to recognize this as me? People are going to understand, where I went, and still see it, still see me the same way. And I'm happy to report that so far, most people have taken the leap with me. The song's doing really well. And, all the platforms, Spotify, on Apple Music, and, even the clip on YouTube is, it's only been out, a few days, and we're already up to 3,500 or something, whatever it is, it's just growing is the point, and that's exciting. So I couldn't be happier with it, and I think the video goes to all the television stations here in the States next week. So
oh wow,
fingers crossed it'll make some noise. We'll see. So
you've already had from on Spotify, I can say this, on Spotify you've had 30,594 streams of Past Midnight.
I'll take it. Yeah, not bad for a week's work, right? Yeah.
186,585 streams for Ain't Gonna Lie. And that's
a good one. Yeah.
And your best performing
Sheets Down beats them all. Most it's almost half of our total streams. It's like 1.2 million or something close to that. So
close to 1.2 million, exactly right.
Yeah, it's gonna be a hard one to beat, because it's like every time we have a new song and that song starts doing well, I swear we'll get like double that amount of new Sheets Down listens. So
that's exactly
I'll take it, man. That song was years in the making, and I wrote it in 10 minutes. So it was it was great. You know, I was so happy that was the one that saw all the success early on.
Absolutely, absolutely. I've been looking at I'm a stats person, you know, because, and
Yeah.
it is that way. It's like you bring out a new song and you get that traction on the new song, but then suddenly people start listening to your old music. So the ones that had the highest traction stay higher because people are listening to the older stuff again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, I'll take it. I'll chase that down for the rest of my life if I have to.
Mm. And as I said to you off screen, my favorite song, 153,000 streams, 16 bars. What a top song that is.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely love that.
Yeah, you know what's wild about that song is if you Google 16 bars Southern Gothic line dance,
Mm-hmm.
all of these videos from Spain pop up, like dozens and dozens of like instructional videos on how to do a specific dance to that
Cool
song.
song.
We weren't
Wow.
involved in that.
Yep.
We weren't consulted, and
Yep.
we haven't played Spain yet. So I don't know how it happened, but I mean, just like hundreds of thousands of views on some of those line dancing videos, and
Mm.
uh,
Talk, talking about not playing, how's it been for you
yeah.
and the band during this strange year of 2020, releasing new music in a place where you can't get out and perform live?
Well, man, you know, it was like it was weird for two reasons. Because you know, one is that you like to get out and play the songs and like make sure you live in them, make sure you're doing them in the right key, make sure you don't need a breakdown, you know, just whatever. And to not be able to do that,
Mm.
um, it's tough to you know, tough to make sure you're doing it right. You know, you get in the studio and you do it and you bring it back, and it's like, man, you know, I should have done this. So then you go back and re-record it, you know, so it ends up being much more of a process that way, but
Mm.
also not being able to, you know, get out and play the songs. It's tough to, you know, it's tough to pay the bills. It's tough to, you
Yeah.
know, sell records. Cause you know, a big part of our record sales would come on the road. People
On
would
the
see
road, yeah.
us and, you know, yeah, then they'd bring three friends with them, and the, you know, yeah, the person that came to see us has the record already, or you know, pre-ordered it, but the
Mm.
three friends are, you know, a couple of them
Mm.
come up and buy the record. So, you know, that's obviously a way that you know, you get by. So,
Mm.
you know, we'll see. I'm hoping that that everybody will share it and with their friends, and their friends will get it. Obviously, people are getting their music in a lot of different ways now. So, you know, it's possible that we might be able to get by without. You know, without playing live for a while.
Have you done any of the virtual live streams on Facebook, Instagram, all of those platforms?
Yeah, we did. I've done several of them on my own. We had some friends who own a video production company here, and they came out and did some great shoots
Mm.
at a few different places where, you know, it's just me, or I, you know, have somebody, you know, sit in on a couple of them, you know.
Mm.
So we, pardon me, um, we've done a few of those. We did one full band one, but it didn't belong to us, so we couldn't. You know, like if you were
Mm.
watching it then, you were in luck, and otherwise, it's gone.
It's gone, yeah.
One of those things.
Yeah.
But yeah, but we do. We are hoping to announce in the next week or so the, you know, the big full band live stream to celebrate the EP release,
Mm.
and that's going to happen right after the first of the year.
Wow, absolutely fantastic. Well, I'm looking forward to the new album. From what I've heard already, the new EP is going to be brilliant. So, as I said, looking forward to that. As soon as it hits the platforms here, I know I'll be listening because that's I've got the Apple Music, I've got the Spotify, I've got the whole lot. I'm just got to have it. Got to have it. So I might even pre-order this
Awesome. Well,
one. I think
thank you.
this is good.
Man, I couldn't appreciate it more. Thank you so much for for saying it.
No worries. Now, just before you go, I want to ask one more question. You've been in the industry a while. You've seen how the industry works over there in Nashville. It's a tough game. What would you suggest to younger people that are trying to get into this market?
Maybe a trade career. Get something that pays well by the hour.
Something to fall back on.
I mean, yeah. It's funny. It's like the people that are most suited to kind of make music and make art are the people that are a little more like feel things a little deeper. And like the one thing that you can't do if you want to be in the industry, it's like get your feelings hurt and take things to heart, because you're going to be told no a whole lot more than you're going to be told yes. It's like we all moved here because we were the best singer back in our hometown and won all the awards, so it's like you get here the best of the best and you're like it's like, oh man, it's like everybody's this good. So it's not I guess you have to do this for the right reasons. You have to really want it, and you have to you can't expect too much from it. There's an old thing somebody told me when I was getting down in Nashville and things weren't going as well as I wanted them to, and said, well, let me tell you a story about this kid. And he came to Nashville to become a songwriter, and he worked real hard and thought he was doing all the right things, but just nobody was picking up the songs and it wasn't happening. And so one day he's out of money and feels like he's out of time, and he's sitting at a bar next to this old man, and the old man said, "What's wrong, son?" And he tells him his tale of sadness and woe, and old man shakes his head and thinks about it, takes a sip of his beer, looks over at him and say, "Well, son, nobody sent for you." So that's how brutal it is. Yes, that's it. There's nothing nice to say about it. It's tough, and you gotta just want it.
That's the biggest honesty ever. Nobody sent for you. You came here. You've got to make it work for yourself. I love it. It's brilliant.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you very much for your time. I look forward to, as I said, I looked forward to the EP. I'm loving the new single, and it is playing on the Country Thunder Network. So congratulations, and thank you for spending time talking to Dax today.
Hey, thank you for having me. Had a great time.
No worries. All right, that was Connor Christian, and he is the lead singer and head writer of the band The Southern Gothic. His new EP is out on December 4th. It is called Burnin' Moonlight, and right now the brand new single is called Past Midnight, and it is playing right there on the Country Thunder Network. Just go to our website, countrythundernetwork.com, and hit the radio station logo to get to the player where you can request it straight from the player. You can also vote for them in the Country Thunder 20. Just follow our Linktree URL, and it will take you directly to the voting form for that. So thank you very much. I'd like to thank our sponsors here, Fab APC, for coming on board. Thank you for that. And as always, we are proudly supported by Neon Horse in Stanhope, Victoria. This has been DJ Dax. You've been watching Dax Chats. Until next time, bye for now. You got that love. Yeah, you got that style, and you're making my heart race a little further than a country mile. You take me back, you light my fire. Yeah, you're the only one that can ignite this desire. So settle up